Hello, you divine, infinite human beings. You're all that is, ever has been, and ever shall be. Your divine, infinite love. Your divine, infinite truth. Your divine, infinite source. And I'm taking you on a walk in nature here in this beautiful park overlooking the sea with 500-year-old trees. Aren't they incredible? Around me. This place is known as the Villa Margherita, and it's in Casa de Mare, Sicily. And I used to live right next door 2 years ago when I came here. And I want to tell you a little bit about that because it has a lot to do with surrendering to God's source. I love this because the woman has a star on her third eye. You see that? And actually my best friends here when I came here were the trees. They have some amazing trees. They have a really nice ice cream shop that I used to get some ice cream and sit in that tree back there with the cross in it. Right over my shoulder, right back there. And eat my ice cream. And here's a beautiful, magnificent diva spirit encapsulated in a tree. And Kiki loves this park too. She's looking for the cats. And it overlooks the sea, the Mediterranean Sea. And it's just so incredibly beautiful here. I'll just show you. Oops. Now, I'm showing you all this to enjoy it and also to help you relax and to gain faith in yourself, most of all, because I have a story to tell you. But of course, we all have stories. I'm sure you have a story like this. If you just listen to mine, it will call to mind perhaps your story. So let me see if I can anchor Kiki in. And I'll tell you about how 2 years ago I was living in Florence, running my film school, the new Renaissance Florence International Film School. And I wasn't connecting with the right people, and I was finding that my school just was not attracting the right people. It was attracting young people, but young people that were really into the illusion of what I call, and the Hindus called, the world of Maya, the world of illusion. And they were being motivated mostly by their ego of wanting to just be famous and, you know, show themselves off, which is fine, especially when you're young. It's part of being young. That's your fault, as Cat Stevens used to say. But, you know, I was really moving into being more of service to humanity and wanting to create consciousness media and films that woke people up. And I was bringing to me, you know, directors who hung out in graveyards and insane asylums, and performance artists who worked under Marina Brockovich and had their gallery in Machiavelli's kitchen. So I was just pulling, it was just not the right place for me. But I didn't know where to go. All I knew is I couldn't continue, so I just closed my school. I didn't think of the financial repercussions because I just couldn't do it anymore. You know, it just didn't feel right. And I didn't know what to do, but I started receiving signs and symbols to move to Sicily. But I had no idea how I was going to do that. I couldn't even, you know, pay rent, much less pick up, move, and find a new place. I was not in this situation, which I think is really relevant today because we're being programmed and brainwashed that, it's not infinite source, I call it infinite source, infinite God source, that provides for us. It's, your job, your boss, your family, the government, this person. And we forget that underneath all that, it's all energy. It's all energetic exchange, and it's all divine infinite source. And if you can really, you really are your own universe, you in verse. I say you in verse, or you in story. And of course, I'm writing about this in my story, The Infinite Human, my book that's coming out now, The Infinite Human. And my first chapter is a divine storyteller, and how you need to align yourself more with the word, which is God, not the word from God. It is one with God. It is one with, and I actually was given the word infinite many years ago because I'm a daughter of a minister, and I used to go on all kinds of spiritual retreats when I was younger. And I remember once meeting a minister and being paired off with him at a workshop to talk about God, and he said he thought the word God had been misused and abused, and he made a lot of sense to me because it has. It's been told, we've been told that this is the one true God, or the gods will be angry, the wrath of God, and to me that's not God, infinite divine source, what I chose to call it. Because that's synonymous with love, beauty, and harmony. So back to my story about moving to Sicily. I thought, okay, I know it's Sicily, but where? And I looked up a Bao beach for Kiki, right? Because Kiki loves to go on the beach, and I wanted to make sure she had a Bao beach. That's what we call dogs in Italian. Little kids call them like doggy, puppy doggy. They call them Bao. So I found a Bao beach, and then next to it I found Neverland Beach, and so I said, that's interesting. And then I found Peter Pan Beach, and if anyone knows my story, I wrote about it in my book, and also the local magazine called me up and did an interview with me, and they published an article called The Return with me. And my husband's name was Peter, and he was Cuban. And when he was 16 years old, he escaped Castro by getting on a flight and locking himself in a bathroom while the flight left back to Cuba. And he didn't speak any English, so when he went to customs, they were going to send him back. And he started to cry. And the customs agent was moved with compassion, believe it or not, and called the local priest which had a number that he gave to them, and the priest came and got him and took him to a camp, and the program ended up being called Operación Pedro Pan, or Peter Pan Operation, which saved about 28,000 clandestine minors, from being killed by Castro and escaping to Florida. So when I saw Peter Pan, I knew that was my place, and then next to it was the beach called Elisabetta. That's my name, Elizabeth. So we came here, but I had no idea how, and the next thing I knew, money came. I got a credit card, which I hadn't had credit cards in years, and I bought myself a ticket. I got the money back from the ticket because of a promotion, and I ended up with very little money, but I always had just enough. I even had enough to buy a car for, about 500 euro, which is one of the best cars I've ever had. So I guess what I'm saying is you can't let this programming of you have to have a job, you have to give up your health, your life, your well-being, and put your faith and trust in the government, in your employer, in the media. And if you can, just get over that addiction and turn off that, because it's going into your mind. It's polluting you with fear, And it's making you feel like, you know, it's creating your reality, because thought directs energy. Words are things. Words are swords. In fact, swords is words with the S put in front of it, because they're very powerful. They carry frequency and vibration, and they spin you into lies around you. So in this time period when things seem outside of you in the world of Maya, so topsy-turvy, so volatile, and you're feeling, oh my gosh, I have to do this in order to be free, in order to travel, in order to have my job, in order to work, take a minute, because perhaps it's infinite source, the universe, the multiverse, asking you to detach your loyalty, your allegiance, your energy, and your thoughts to this external Maya world of illusion, and bring it back inward. Reclaim your power as a divine, infinite human, and know that you are co-creating your reality with divine infinite source. Ciao for now.